It's so cold here that I'm freezing. The air is so dry, it's hard to breathe. And AAA is not enough. I need to buy a coat so I don't die all frozen. Wearing my wool socks, slippers, thermal leggings, pants, a Henley shirt, a sweater, another sweater. I need to wear gloves, and I need to wear a coat, honestly, if I want to be warm. Playing guitar is kind of helping, though. That's why I'm doing it. The movement is like, it helps. I can turn the heat on, but I can wear clothes for free. I don't know why that's smudged. Wait, it's gonna bother me. Okay, I'm sick. I couldn't sleep because my throat was so sore. It was painful to swallow. That's turned into post-nasal drip now. It's just like a waterfall of mucus down my throat. But I don't have a fever, so that's good. No, I gotta blow my nose. I'm pretty sick, trying to get better, but I can't drain my head. I wanted to go to Alex's wedding, but I got COVID. I'll stay here instead. It's bad timing, I know, but it was good timing in times like these. My fever's on fire, and when I sneeze, I don't get blessed. I should this again. I should. I forward always my aim. Oh, there it is. I look down. Silver linings on my hands. I am not sick anymore. I missed the wedding, but they cut out a picture of my head and carried it around and took pictures, and very cool. It's a cute little narrative, actually, looking at these clips. It wasn't intentional. It looks like I got sick because it was so cold in the apartment, but I don't think that's the case. Anyway, I have found a temporary little hobby. Maybe not temporary, but it's something that's been grabbing my attention recently. One-page RPGs. Little tabletop games, tiny tabletop games. Not sure what they're really called, but me, Andrew, and Harry have been trying to make a card game, because I had a dream about two players. They have their own deck, right? They know what cards are theirs. The cards are double-sided. One is if it's your card, it's your effect. The bottom is the opponent's effect. So you put both in the deck, right? And shuffle them, and then deal them back out. And so you might have some of your opponent's cards with the opponent effect face up. You might have your own cards with your effect faced up. And the idea was like, it's strategic what cards you pick. So you get the benefit from your cards, and your opponent gets the bad stuff from the opponent side of your cards, you know. And that turned into many little different ideas, and we kept iterating and prototyping and thinking, and we ended up just kind of recreating Magic. So we are now thinking differently, and I think they're thinking more strategic board game type, which is really cool. But I can't think that complex, I don't think. So I dove into TTRPG first, and my one idea, well, I had a couple ideas. One where you place cards on the table, and the first card there is an environment, which it affects a room, right? So diamonds will make the room one more difficult than it is. But then you place a room on it, and the room is its own thing. So hearts are combat rooms, right? But now they're one more difficult because they're on the diamonds. And it was just a little dungeon crawler game. But then I sort of expanded on that, because that was just a dungeon builder mostly. Let me find it. Okay. And then I started thinking about zines, and I really like the idea, just the form factor of a small game. And so I tried to make it here. And I didn't finish the rules, but I did a lot of play testing and, you know, came up with some thoughts. And I have made a little... This isn't finished either. This is the second draft, but the game is called No Exit But Death. And the idea is you place 12 cards in a grid, and you start in the first row. The first row, all the cards in the first row are easy. Second row, they're all normal. Third row, they're all hard. And if you beat all those, you descend to the next level, where the first row is normal, second row is hard, third level is extreme. And it can't go beyond extreme, so eventually you just keep going and you reach all extreme rows. But the goal of the game is to find the Joker. So 12 cards, you move through each room orthogonally, and you're a party of heroes, and there's classes. I'm not going to go into all the rules, but there's classes. There's 3 stats: brawn, brains, and boldness. And you only roll a d6 for everything. So I wanted to make it really simple, small numbers, you know. And there's different difficulty levels. And yeah, I think it's a cute little book. I like the form factor of it, you know. You get gold, and each of the face cards have different things that help you if you land on them. So you just move through each room, solving checks, finishing encounters or combat. And the goal is to make it hard so that you die a lot, like a roguelike. It's easy to make characters, and you just roll 1 die, so it's fast, is the idea. But I came up with a little combat system of like near enemies, mid-range enemies, and far enemies. But I used the dice to determine the number of enemies and the placement. So if there's just one, the enemy's near you. And so you have your own range. Like if you're a knight, you can only hit things in front of you, in the front range, you know? It's mirrored. Like the party has front, middle, back. The enemies have front, middle, back. So you can only hit the front ones. And then if there's 2, that means there's 1 near and 1 far. 3 is 1 near, 1 far, 1 in the back, you know? The idea is that support will be in the back, and they can only hit other opponents in the back, is the idea. But they can also, like, cast spells and support the rest of the party. And everybody has their own little abilities, and it goes through the die of like 2 in the front, 2 in the middle, 2 in the back, you know. And the idea is that this will unfold, which I haven't put it in here, but it'll unfold and it'll have a list of all the items that you can buy in a shop, the kings of the shops. It'll have all of the classes, or occupations as they're called in this, and then a list of all 52 cards and what their encounters are. So you don't need a DM. You just flip the room, check what the card is. It's a 10 of diamonds. You find the 10 of diamonds on that list. Diamonds are like risk reward. Only one person can roll, and there's consequences if you fail. But if you succeed, you get like treasure or gold or something good. So you'd check the list, and the list would say like, this one is a diamond on a booby trap, and you need to use brawn or brains to think about how to pull it out, you know, and you can choose to do it or not. And if you get that reward, you get gold and you buy some good items. And that's the idea. You go through the playing deck, and there's no DM, and it's small, and you die fast, you die a lot. Yeah. My parents played it and tested it, and it looked a little too easy for them, but I think I forgot that when you play with more people, the party rules is that actually the difficulty increases by 1. So easy, which is 5 by default, becomes 6. Normal, 6 becomes 7, you know, 6, 7. And so then I did that. I'm still working on that. I'm going to make the 3rd and final version of this game, and then I'll have to play test it with my friends. But I'm sort of more interested in the presentation than the game itself, but the game is cute and fun, in my opinion. I kind of had fun playing it, even just playing it alone. So I got these two. I'm happy with the design of this, but then I have another one that I made a prototype of. I just threw a bunch of stuff on here, all the rules in a grid. And the idea is that the grid is the size of a die. So you place a die on here and you move it around. And this one's finished. I don't think there's anything to really play test because it's not much of a game. It's a micro mecha RPG is what I called it. You're on the city, and you roll dice to determine the column and the row, and you place buildings. You follow the order. You place buildings, you place aliens, you place the mothership, and you place rubble. Again, I don't think I'm going to go through all the rules, but your mecha that you're in, you're trying to save the world from aliens, but your mecha is malfunctioning, so you can't choose where you want to go. You need to roll 2d4, which give you 2 directions, north, south, east, or west. And you roll a d6 for distance, and you choose one of the 2 directions that you move in. So you have some choice, but it could be bad. And I actually lost this last game because I forgot a rule, which I need to remember, and I should probably make it more clear on here. But yeah, if you land on an alien, you beat it. If you land on a building, you destroy it. And there's some other things in there. But I wrote some optional lore. I gave you some tables to make names if you want. You know, just cute little things that add to the atmosphere, because the mechanics are almost non-existent. It's just a dice rolling game. But yeah, it's been fun, and I have more ideas. And I really there's a really nice community on the internet of one-page RPGs. And there's a lot of game jams, one-page RPG jams on, what is it, itch.io, itch.io, I don't know how to say it. There's a lot to look at, and some really cool ones. So, I'm feeling inspired. And I mostly just like the form factor of like, just, you don't need to buy a whole book. You don't need to buy, you can't see them down there, but you don't need to buy thick textbooks of rules. You know, you just play the game with one piece of paper and a paper and pencil. You don't need minis. You don't need all these things. It's just pen and paper like this, you know, and dice or a deck of playing cards. So that's my thoughts right now. Other than that, let's see, where did that go? I have this, which I'm happy about. A light bulb in the kitchen died the other day, and it was just weirdly dark in here. Even though it was still 2 light bulbs going strong, it just changed the effect of the room. So, previously when I bought smart lights, I'm talking so much, I'm so tired of talking, but I'm almost done. Previously when I bought smart lights, they were like $70 for one light, which connects to your smartphone or computer or like your home device, which is cool. You know, I can say, you know, change the lights and it does it. But to buy 4-pack of lights that use a remote instead was less than $20. And that's amazing to me because I can do this. I don't need to say anything. I just press a button, you know? And what I really like about it is this setting, is that I can have it like an orange, a dim orange, and read and relax when it's late. But also, it has a dimmer. I can darken it. It's so nice. I'm so happy with that. I can really relax, you know? I know I should read in bright light, but I don't want it super bright, you know? Just one less is nice. Yeah. I'm very happy with that. I don't think that I can change the lights individually, unless I like took one out, changed one, put another one in. But then changing them, I think, sets them all back to the same thing. But that's okay. That's it. I don't want to talk anymore.